Hello, everybody. My name is Ugochi Kawazu. Welcome to my micro lesson. Hello, children. How are you today? That's right. You're fine. Thank you very much. Now, you remember that we have been doing our reading. We've been doing our reading lessons on our novel. Our novel is "The Gods Are Not to Blame" by Olarotimi. Very good. Now, today we are going to be talking about our topic writing strategies and techniques. Writing strategies. How do you write? What are the techniques you will use and you produce a very good writing? That's what we are talking about. Remember that our novel is a writing, like a literature work. Somebody actually sat down to write. So we want to know what are the steps this person took that produced such a wonderful novel that we are using it today. So now, at the end of this lesson, two of you will read your stories to the class because we are going to write a book report on "The Gods Are Not to Blame" by Olarotimi, My Different Ending. My different ending. How would you have written the novel if it was you? How would your ending have been like? So after teaching you these writing strategies, we are going to do a book report on "The Gods Are Not to Blame" by Olarotimi, My Different Ending. And you do it in the class, and two of you will just read your stories to us. So pay attention. Now, writing has six traits. You have six traits or six characteristics of a quality writing. The first one is ideas, organization, voice, word choice, sentence fluency, and convention. So, for your writing to be very good, for you to have a quality writing, these six characters or these six characteristics, these six qualities must be found in your writing. Your idea has to be spot on. Your organization, you can't just scatter your writing. Maybe chapter one or scene one, you're talking about a particular person. The next line, you jump into something else and you come back to that person. No, it has to be well organized. Your voice. You remember voice. We talk about voice all the time. Connection between you, the writer, and the reader. And how are we going to have this connection? From your writing. We are going to read your book and we feel a sort of connection to you. That is voice. Word choice, your choice of words. Because now your word choice has to stem from your audience. You have to know your audience. Who are you writing for? Are you writing to children? And children of which age? Is it preschoolers or middle school children or high school children or adults? Who are you writing to? And then when you determine who you're writing to, what category do they fall into? Are you writing to doctors, engineers? So those your audience determines your word choice. For example, if you're writing a medical book, for example, you can't be using lexis of acting, like movie, film, or lexis of teaching, or lexis of um, engineering. No, you have to use word register that aligns with medicine, the medical profession. That's word choice. Now, another thing is sentence fluency. How is your sentence? Is it flowing well? Is it connecting it well? These six traits or six qualities must be seen in your writing. So that when we are reading, we are not bored. We don't get bored or doze off in the middle of your writing. In the middle of reading your book, you sleep off. No. So now when you know that you have these six qualities to imbibe in your writing, what is the next step? The next thing is to talk about the three stages of writing. You have the pre-writing stage, the writing stage, and the post-writing stage. So it's not just good enough that you know that these six qualities will be in your writing. You have to prepare. Now, in your pre-writing stage, what do we do here? We focus on the idea. What do you want to share? What do you want to talk about? You have to think. The pre-writing stage is the thinking stage. You don't just bring out your pen or your phone or your laptop or your tablet and start writing. You have to think about, what do I want to write? You can't just be writing rubbish. So you think about what you want to write, how is it going to be organized, what is the purpose of writing, who is my audience, who am I writing to, all these things, you organize them in the pre-writing stage. You can write audience, high schoolers, audience, medical doctors, purpose of writing, to educate people on the use of contraceptives. You know, take down those things so that when you're writing, from time to time, you go back to your outline and check if you're still in line with those things, or you started writing off points. That is in the pre-writing stage. This is where you think about what you want to write. Now, after thinking, after you have thought of it, you start writing. That is the writing stage. You write your ideas, you organize them properly, you make sure you create a connection between you and your readers, between your readers and yourself. And we don't know you, but we know your book. So when we read your book, we are going to get to know you. You create this connection in your writing. And I told you this is voice. And when you're writing, like I said, I've talked about register. You use the right register. Like I said, you can't be writing about medicine and you're using registers for acting or teaching. No, you use the correct word register. Your vocabulary has to be on point. Correct usage of English, tenses. It has to rhyme in the writing stage. You arrange your sentences well. I've talked about it. And when you're done, you come to the post-writing. Here, you read what you have written. You read carefully. And when you're reading, feel free to change ideas. You may realize that something you wrote, you don't want it again, you cancel. You write a new one. You may realize that the way you organized it, you don't want it like that, you reorganize. So in the post-writing stage is your finishing touches. You know the way you bake a cake and then you ice it. The icing is the decoration. The icing is not the real cake, it is decoration. That is the post-writing stage. So here you decorate your writing. How do you decorate it? You go through what you've written to make sure it is correct. So now, when you are finished going through your work, you've checked, there is no mistake, you've made your corrections, you can now say you have finished writing your essay or your book report or whatever it is you're writing. So this is how to write. Now, I just taught you writing strategies. We are going to do our guided practice. Remember what I told you we are writing about? Our different ending to our novel. The gods are not to blame. Because the other day in class, we talked about our feelings, the way we felt about the novels. So I think you should have an idea. Let's assume it is you who wrote this novel. How will it end? That is what we want to write now. So what is our guided practice? I want you to get into your groups. When you go to your groups, discuss within yourselves. What do you think were the challenges our protagonist faced? What were his challenges? One, after discussing his challenges, feel free. You know, I've told you before in your guided practice, when you're talking in your group, you can note down something you think is a good point. So feel free to jot things you like. Discuss the challenges our protagonist faced. I'll be going round and listening in on your group. All right, go ahead. All right. So thank you so much. You did well in our guided practice. You all did well. Now, we talked about the challenges our protagonists faced in our guided practice. We are going to do our independent practice now. You're going to do on your own. Tell me the solutions to those challenges. The solutions. What will you prefer as a solution to the challenges our protagonists face? I want you to write it down. Your essay should be in 4 paragraphs. You tell me the challenge, you give me solution or solutions to those challenges. You have 10 minutes for this. When you're done, tomorrow, for our assessment, when you go home, you write a book report on The Gods Are Not to Blame by Olarotimi, My Different Ending. For your report, write about the challenges our protagonists faced, your solutions to those challenges, and a different ending you would have given our novel. The summary should not be more than 500 words. Now, after you have typed it, you type on Google Docs. Use Google Docs to type. After you have typed, copy the link, paste the link on our WhatsApp group, paste the link on our class